Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Mike. I'm a huge movie addict. I'm a movie critic, and I love talking about physical media. So that's what we do here. And today I have a special part 3 of my series of the Criterion Collection haul, what I got during the summer sale at Barnes & Noble. If you haven't already checked out the first 2 parts, go back and check those out. I'll leave a link above and below in the description. But otherwise, click the subscribe button if you like content like this. Like this video, it really helps out the channel. And let's just get right into it. So I'm releasing this video the day after the summer sale of the Barnes & Noble Criterion Collection, where everything is 50% off. This is when I like to stock up on everything that I've been missing out on since November. So they do these sales twice a year, once around the holidays in November and another time here in the summer, typically the month of July. And that just finished up on the 26th. As of recording this, it's now the 27th. So I went through 2 other hauls previously towards the beginning of the sale because I got to get those day one purchases to make sure they're still in stock. And I stopped by again halfway through the sale. And of course, I could not resist the final day of the sale. I feel like this happens every year where you just don't want to miss out on something and you feel like you have to go back and buy something even though you may not have seen it before. And so this is the time where I typically purchase the most blind buys. Where it's something I think I'll enjoy watching, and this way it gives me several months to enjoy that before, otherwise I'll regret it for the next 6 months until the sales come back again. So if you can relate to that, definitely drop a comment below, because I feel like that's something we all struggle with as collectors or as people who enjoy collecting anything, really, not just movies, but the fear of missing out is very strong with a sale like this because it is half off, literally. So I'm going to go through my pickup, my haul here. It's actually the largest haul of the season that I got, which is ridiculous. It's crazy. This sale is so dangerous. If you know, you know. But let's just get things started. I've got a huge stack in front of me I'm going to go through. And we'll talk about the first one. This one's kind of an easy one here. So this one is just the Beatles' Hard Day's Night. I've wanted this one for a while, but I just haven't pulled the trigger on it. It's a really nice digibook or digipack, and it comes with super cool book, and the 4K's in there. A lot of people had this one already. This one is spine number 711. So wherever there's a 4K, I got the 4K of these, by the way. I usually wait and only purchase the 4K if it's available. A lot of these I've been putting off because they're just not on 4K yet. But, if some of these I feel like if they're not on it by now, it may be a long time before they are, and I really want to watch them. So we'll get the Blu-ray. It saves me $5, and that's why I'm doing this. So this one, I knew I was going to get this one for a while, so I went ahead and picked it up. The next one I got is a little 2-pack, a little box set, and I saw a lot of people picking this up during the sale as well, and that is the Jackie Chan Police Story 1 and 2 movies. Now, I am getting ready to go see, what is it called? The Naked Gun, which is, from the files of Police Squad, right? So this kind of got me thinking about those kind of movies with slapstick humor, and I feel like that's what Jackie Chan is good at. And these fight sequences, I'm excited to watch these. I've seen bits and pieces of these movies, but I've never actually sat down and watched the whole thing. So I wanted to pick this one up. I think it's a great collector set of both of these films. So Police Story 1 and 2 is my next pickup. Next, we have The Incredible Shrinking Man. I love all these like sci-fi movies from the 50s for whatever reason. This one is 1957, a year of incredible movies, spine number 1100. This is one of the ones that's just on Blu-ray. I don't know if this is going to come to 4K anytime soon, so I did want to grab it, but some cool art in there. I'm excited to watch this one. This one is another one I feel like I've seen bits and pieces of, but I know I'm going to like it because I like all these kind of 50s sort of like campy sci-fi movies anyways. So I'm really excited to watch this one. And up next, Detour. I've heard so much about this movie actually fairly recently. Again, this is just a Blu-ray only. Love the artwork in here. It looks awesome. But this seems like a film noir style film, which I love. And again, this one is from 1945, but it is a short 69-minute film noir. So this is right up my alley, and that'll probably be the first one that I watch, to be honest with you. And then right after that is One False Move. Again, I've heard about this movie. I love Bill Paxton as an actor, and I haven't seen this one. So I'm really excited to check this one out. I'm surprised I haven't watched it yet. It seems like a more modern day film noir. So this was a 92 movie. Again, this one is in this one is a 4K, I believe. Yeah, this one's 4K. So it looks incredible. Super excited to watch this one. That'll probably be my second watch. And then here, next, we're going to get into some movies that I've heard about from previous hauls, actually, from different people here on YouTube. But I have not watched myself, but I've heard very good things about it. And the first one of these is going to be Chilly Scenes of Winter. So this one is, I think, more of a dramedy. We'll read the description here. One of only a handful of women to direct a film for a major Hollywood studio in the 70s, digs fearlessly into the psychology of a thorny relationship and in this anti-romantic comedy. So this one's based on a novel, again, Chilly Scenes of Winter, and this one is a standard Blu-ray. But I'm excited to watch this one. It's going to be different than most of the stuff I have, so super excited to see that. As well as this next one, I know this is a very popular movie that I haven't seen before, and that is The Big Chill with Jeff Goldblum, Glenn Close, and others. And I've heard about this movie. I'm excited to watch it and see where this one goes. So I'm very excited for this one. And moving right along here. So before we move on here, guys, please subscribe, like this video if you haven't already. It really helps out the channel. I love making videos like this, sharing my interests with you, especially in film, both with new movie releases and with all this physical media collection, especially Criterion. So thank you for all your support so far, and thanks to all the new people on here too. The next movie up here is my favorite genre, which is horror. We've got Vampire. This is the German vampire movie here from 1932. I'm super excited to watch this one. I haven't seen this one at all yet. This comes with probably the largest book I've seen for a single release in the Criterion collection, along with the digibook here. So we'll open this one up. Oh gosh, there's another book in here too. Wow. Okay, so there's a small book, the actual film, and then this giant book. And when I say giant, I mean there's no other book in the Criterion collection that I have that's that big. So that's exciting. I'm really excited to watch this one. This is supposed to have some really creepy atmosphere and imagery. And yeah, I'm excited. So let's talk about box sets for a second. There are a handful of box sets I really want to get in the Criterion collection, but they are so expensive. And even when they're 50% off, they are still kind of a big ask, especially when it's a foreign language director or someone that I'm not too familiar with their works. And so it's something I kind of put off a lot. Now, I don't count smaller box sets as this. So like, for example, the Police Story 1 or 2 or the Renowin Westerns that are, 4 films in a sub $70 set. Those are acceptable to me. But when we get into these bigger box sets, right? So we're talking the Federico Fellini box set or the Ingmar Bergman box set. These are huge, beefy box sets that are several $100s that one day I would love to add to my collection, but not really until I know that I really appreciate and enjoy that director's films, especially because so many of them are foreign language, whether it be Italian or Swedish or what have you. So to kind of dip my toe in a little bit, I'm going to start with what I should have bought a long time ago, and I've seen bits and pieces of streaming before a couple of times, but I've never sat down and watched the whole thing, and that is 8.5 by Federico Fellini. So this one, I feel, is his most famous work, and I just haven't watched it. And this one is available on a 4K, even though it is part of the box set, but this is his most famous film, and the box set is strictly Blu-ray. So I figured I'd get this as a taste to see if I enjoy this one without committing to the entire box set. But I could not go this sale without buying one box set. So on the Criterion channel, which I subscribe to, which I highly recommend you do as well, it's a pretty reasonably priced subscription service. It's about $100 a year or so, and it really helps you understand what's part of the Criterion collection. Now, it has some things that are in the physical media format on there, some things that are not, and it is a rotating catalog, so just be aware of that before you subscribe. But typically, they have some of the bigger directors' works on there, and most of them are available in the actual collection. So, like, for example, you can watch 8.5 on there. One thing that I decided to do was maybe commit to a smaller box set. There's 3 big ones I want to get, I think, eventually. one is the Fellini box set, one is the Bergman box set, and then the last one is one I actually just went ahead and pulled the trigger on. So I watched one of these films that's in this box set online on the Criterion channel, and that film is called Playtime. And I thought it was pretty interesting. It's a French film. And so I decided, since it is the cheapest of the box sets that I was interested in picking up, that I would go ahead and do that during this sale. And that is the Jacques Tati box set. So this is the complete Jacques Tati set. There are several movies in here. Let's take a look on the online listing and see what we got in here. So we have, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 films and all their supplements in this huge box set. Pretty beefy, but again, it's nothing like the Fellini or the Bergman box set. But this one on sale was about $60, so that's not terrible, and you do get all these films. So this guy's kind of like slapstick humor, and I watched it. Even though it's in French, it was not difficult to understand what was happening because there is so much visual stuff going on. I really enjoyed Playtime, and I believe that's one of his most famous works. So I'm excited to watch the rest of his movies. So I'm really happy that I got this as my first Criterion big box set, I would call it. And we could take a look together here. Just to put this into comparison, here's the complete Jacques Tati. Here is the Essential Fellini box set. It comes in this giant box with all of these discs, all of these movies in here. And it is, I believe it says $349 on there for the main base price. And then we have the other one I'm interested in eventually is going to be this Ingmar Bergman Cinema set, which is in this huge, beautiful book that is also a few $100s with pretty much all of his films and a 240-page book with essays on each program. And for this one's interesting because it's set up more like a film festival format. So it's not just chronologically through his career, but it kind of puts it in a cool festival format. So I'm very excited to check that one out eventually. So yeah, guys, that's it for this haul. I believe I've got about 10 movies here this time, which makes it the most out of the 3 different trips that I made this sale. And I think that's, like I said, it's going to happen just because you don't want to miss out on something. And maybe you want to grab those last minute blind buys before the sale ends. So it makes sense to me. But what do you guys think? Are you guys collecting these movies as well? Let me know down in the comments below if there's something we should look out for on the next sale. I know Criterion's probably going to do a 24-hour flash sale at some point on their website. So what are you looking forward to? Let me know down below what I should pick up next time, maybe that I'm missing from this haul. Or if you really like one of these films, please let me know. And thanks again so much for subscribing and all your comments and likes. I really appreciate it. I'll catch you next time.